Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I want to do a makeup look for these cold winter months. I want to do something based off of creamy products, cream texture products, just something that'll help give your skin that extra glow. But before we get started, please make sure to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell on the side so you can know whenever I post a new video. So I've already filled in my eyebrows and I have my coffee cup ready to go. Let's dive into this look. So I'm going to start off by using a primer. I'm going to go ahead and use the Mercier Radiance primer. This is my first time using it, but I've heard so many good things. I've had a lot of friends recommend it to me, so I'm going to go ahead and use it today because it has been really cold in Montreal, like really cold, snowy, icy, just like a winter hellscape, and I just want my skin to look more radiant, more dewy. So today's products are all going to be items that are just going to help me look more hydrated and luminous, hopefully. This is very luminous. I couldn't decide if I wanted to repurchase the NARS Radiance primer or try this Mercier one, because this is one of those items that people always talk about, so I kind of want to just test it out for myself. So I think that the NARS Radiance primer maybe has more pink in it, and this has more gold. But anyway, it's still very radiant. So moving on to foundation, I'm going to go ahead and use the Westman Atelier foundation stick. This is just very luminous and creamy, and the coverage is medium, I would say, but it is buildable. So I'm just going to dot this around a little bit and then use a sponge. So I just thought of something. Whenever I want my skin to look extra luminous, I go ahead and use the MAC Fix Plus Prep and Prime. This is a setting spray and it does make my skin glow a lot. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray some of this on while I blend in the foundation. I like this foundation because it kind of just looks like my skin but better. So I just want to go in and correct a little bit more. So I'm going to go in directly to the product here with a sponge and just add a little bit more. Okay, and I'm going to go into the concealer. I'm going to go ahead and use my NARS Creamy Radiant Concealer. This is really good, especially for the drier winter months. It's very covering. Covering? Is that a word? Yes, it's covering. It offers coverage, but it's also very moisturizing. Although I do find that oftentimes products, concealers especially, that are very dewy tend to crease a little bit more. I think I've just come to the realization that there's no such thing as a concealer that doesn't crease at all. I don't know, because like I talk, I move my face, obviously it's gonna move around. I also really like the Clé de Peau concealer because this one does not crease. Like, it creases a little bit, but like barely any, and it's just really beautiful. But I feel like in these cold winter months, I need a little bit more hydration. So anyway, that's why I'm using the NARS Creamy Radiant today. And I'm just blending this out. Just gonna go ahead and add a little bit more. So I want to go ahead and do some bronzing and blush action as well, but I do want to stay with cream products. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Clinique Chubby stick. This is the 01 Curvy Contour, and this is basically just a bronzer, but in a stick format. And then using our sponge, we're just going to go in and blend it out. I'm tempted to try the Chanel Soleil de Tan, is that what it's called? But it's like the creamy bronzer that's in a big pot. I think you know what I mean. Anyway, I'm tempted to try it out. I just think it could be interesting. And also because I was like, what kind of cream products do I have to use today? I was like, if I had that, that would work. Okay, so for the blush, I'm also going to use a product from Westman Atelier. This is the blush, the Baby Cheeks blush stick, in the shade called Minette. The reason I'm using this blush here is because it has that really pretty peachy color, and it has a little bit of shine in it that kind of makes it look like a highlighter 2-in-1. And I feel like a peach color always makes me look very healthy. So that's what I'm using today. I'm just going to go ahead and apply it directly here. I'm going to go ahead and blend it out using a brush. So using the brush that I was using earlier to blend it out, I'm just going to go in directly into the brush here. Using the brush into the blush here, and I'm just going to sweep it very lightly on the bridge of the nose, and then also up on the temples here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and use my finger, and I'm just going to get a bit of product and apply it onto the lid as well. And this doesn't have to be perfect. It's just to add a little bit of that color. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add more highlighter because why not? As you can see, this blush itself does have a little bit of shimmer to it, so you could use this as a highlighter on its own if you wanted to, or you could be extra like me. I'm gonna go ahead and use the Benefit What's Up Cream to Powder Highlighter. This is just a very beautiful cream highlighter. I think I've talked about this a lot on my channel and I really can't get enough of it. It is really stunning. If you want a beautiful cream highlighter, this is amazing. So I'm gonna go ahead and sweep my brush into the product here and then just add a little bit on my temples. Temples? No, this is cheekbones. The cheekbones, these ones here. So now I'm gonna go into this Bobbi Brown Longwear Cream Shadow Stick. This is in the shade called Golden Pink. It just has this really pretty champagne rose gold shimmer, and I'm just gonna sweep this all over the lid to just help my eyes look more bright and awake. Then using a very fancy tool like your finger, you can just go ahead and just blend this out. You can keep it as is if you want, but if you want to just sheer out that shimmer color a little bit more, you can just go ahead and use your finger to tap out some of the intensity. So I want to go ahead and add more of this MAC Fix Plus, but I'm going to do it before I add my mascara because sometimes I add the mascara and use this after and it makes a mess. Like, it doesn't matter what mascara I'm using, it just, I don't know, I feel like it compromises the mascara and it always ends up like doing like a little imprint on the bottom here or on the top. So I personally find it's best to use a setting spray before you put on your mascara. That's just like my tip for you guys. And I do go quite liberally because this stuff is just great. It just helps the makeup stay on longer. It helps my skin look very dewy. It helps fight the cold, and like there's a tree outside the window that is covered in ice and snow, and I just looked outside and I was like, ugh, I don't want to go there. And I'm going to go into my mascara. This is the NARS Climax mascara, and I'm going to go in very liberally. I honestly don't think that mascaras are meant to go in like with one swoop. Like, you really have to like work it and get like a lot of volume and length. So I'm going to go ahead and put on lots and lots of mascara. Okay, so for the lips, I'm going to go ahead and use two products. I'm going to go ahead and use the Dior Lip Glow, the shade 004 called Coral. So the reason that I'm using this sort of shade for my lip is because the blush that I used earlier is more of a peachy color. Obviously, the lip glow is more orange, but it's still like in the same family. So if you were to use more of a berry blush or pink, just go with that for your lip. So now that the lip glow has been on my lips for a little bit and has activated the lip color, I'm gonna go ahead and use lip gloss over top. This is the Chanel Rouge Coco number 794. And this is just to enhance that glossy texture. On these cold winter days, there is no room for a matte lipstick. My lips need all the moisture they can get. Okay guys, this is the finished look. It's very luminous, very dewy, also very light and natural. I didn't go very heavy on the eyes. I really wanted to show you some of the products that I use when I'm trying to fight the cold, harsh winter months. They're so drying. It's like, it's really cold outside and then you turn up the heat inside and then that just helps dry out your skin. So I don't know, I just feel like using as many cream products, cream textures, and going in pretty heavy-handed with the Fix Plus for me helps me look and feel more luminous and dewy and less dehydrated. So yeah, this is just like a makeup look that I think a lot of people could use if you have dehydrated skin, dry skin, mature skin, or if you just happen to live in like the Arctic, what is it called? Like the polar vortex, you know, that sort of thing. Anyway, I hope you guys got some good suggestions or tips and ideas. Let me know down in the comments if you saw any favorite products you used today in the video. So I think that's all I have for you guys for today. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you guys have a fantastic day and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.